Liz was a proud 54-year-old woman who told me she was tough as nails. She didn't take any medications and didn't want to start taking any. She powered through whatever life threw at her. The problem was that Liz was white-knuckling through severe menopausal symptoms, especially hot flashes. But Liz had no idea that she was putting her body at risk by ignoring these symptoms, because no doctor had ever discussed her hormonal health with her. Worse yet, she was gaslit when she tried to bring it up a few years prior. So I'm going to share with you what I suspect no doctor will ever tell you. Why hot flashes are not just a nuisance. They're a sign of potentially life-limiting disease. And here is the crucial information that you should discuss with your doctor so that you can minimize the risk of premature death that women like Liz face every day. I'm not anti-medication, but I do want my patients to catalyze their inner healing potential to minimize the reliance on medications to avoid their side effects when it's safe to do so. The problem is that as we age, there are many changes in the body that increase the risk of life-limiting diseases. One of the most pronounced changes is in our hormone balance. Just look at the chart here showing all the different organs in your body that are affected by those shifts in hormones. It's not your fault, it's the effect of aging on the brain and the environmental toxins out there that can contribute to that impaired hormone balance. I actually did a whole video on the hypothalamus and what happens with aging in the brain. You can check it out in the description below. Women have a much harder time than men with the hormone shifts because they're much more sudden through menopause. And menopause can wreak havoc on three main systems in your body: your brain, your heart, and your bones. Since over 4,000 women a day enter menopause in the United States alone, there are millions of women out there with these symptoms that might be gaslit and not getting the critical treatment that they need. The most common symptom of menopause in women are hot flashes. And most women and doctors still think these are just a nuisance, but that is not the case. Hot flashes are also called vasomotor symptoms, and they are a failure of the autonomic nervous system, or what we call autonomic dysfunction. They occur because your blood vessels, your heart, and your temperature regulation centers in your brain don't function properly. During a hot flash, your fight-flight response, or what we call your sympathetic nervous system, gets activated, even if you're not in a life-threatening situation. This is not healthy because if you're in fight-flight mode and can't control what's going on in your body, it can put your body under significant and uncontrollable stress. And you don't need a doctor to tell you that uncontrollable stress is bad for your blood sugar, your blood pressure, and your heart health. But don't take my word for it. That stress is measurably dangerous in women, because when you measure the frequency, intensity, and duration of hot flashes in women going through menopause, you see something pretty frightening. The worse the hot flashes, the greater the risk of heart disease later in life. Have you ever experienced hot flashes or seen other women go through them? Did you discuss those symptoms with your doctor? Let me know your experience in the comments below. Aside from just feeling nasty and messing with your sleep, how are these hot flashes messing with your heart? Like, what's actually happening to your body during a hot flash? Unfortunately, it's as if there's some minor damage that happens to your nervous system and your cardiovascular system with every hot flash episode. And the accumulation of those minor injuries over time can lead to higher blood pressure later in life. Your blood pressure is regulated by your autonomic nervous system. So as you have more autonomic dysfunction with time, it can lead to dangerously high blood pressures later on. Hot flashes also directly affect the heart, and it manifests through a lower heart rate variability, or HRV. HRV is a direct measure of the fight-flight response happening in your heart, like what you can hear in my heart right now as I'm recording this video for you. Nah, I'm kidding with you. I'm not that stressed right now, but you can hear my heart beating, and you can hear the variability in the heartbeat. The greater that variability, the more relaxed your heart. The lower that variability, like the more metronome-like it is, the more stress your heart is under. And when that heart rate variability goes down, it's a potential risk for future heart disease. So as autonomic dysfunction worsens with hot flashes, the HRV appears to lower as well. The problem is that women going through menopause already have higher baseline levels of fight-flight activation. And these hot flashes are like water overflowing with more heart disease risk. manifesting as blood pressure dysregulation and decreased heart rate variability. We don't know what causes hot flashes yet, but it's clear that hormone balance appears to trigger them. But the heart disease risk with hormone imbalance isn't just from hot flashes. We also know that menopause lines up with a higher risk of metabolic syndrome in women. Metabolic syndrome includes things like weight gain and insulin resistance, which also increase the risk of future heart disease. On top of that, we know that inflammation increases in the body as ovarian function decreases through menopause. And when you combine inflammation with metabolic syndrome with autonomic dysfunction, it's a potential setup for heart disease risk that begins to catch up with that of men. And this is probably why women's risk of heart disease catches up with men's risk of heart disease after they go through menopause. So the big question for women is whether replacing hormones with hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Sadly though, as a doctor who does this every day, I feel that this line of reasoning actually hurts many women because it totally ignores this little thing called quality of life. Yes, there are studies that show that low estradiol levels likely contributes to the enhanced cardiovascular risk in menopause in at least some women. And then there's the famous randomized trial from Denmark. It showed that death from heart attacks was reduced by 50% in women taking HRT compared to those not taking HRT. But even if HRT didn't reduce cardiovascular mortality in women, even though it likely does, or even if HRT didn't reduce bone fracture risk and premature mortality, which it does, what if HRT just improved quality of life by reducing hot flashes, or improving sleep, or irritability, or mood swings? Do those symptoms just not count in women? It should matter, especially if those benefits outweigh the risks. And there are real risks with any intervention in medicine, including hormone replacement therapy. But when guided by a hormone specialist, those risks are often quite low. It's why I did so much training in hormone therapy after medical school and residency and fellowship so that I could help these patients out who had been gaslit by their doctors for decades. Most healthcare providers simply don't have the specialty training to minimize the risks of HRT and enhance the benefits. The risks of HRT heavily depend on the form of HRT. And some forms are definitely riskier than others. And some of those risks sound scary, like stroke and breast cancer. In fact, some studies recommend against hormone replacement therapy for cardiovascular protection exactly for this reason. Fortunately, starting HRT under age 60 or within 10 years of menopause appears to significantly reduce those risks. We call this the timing hypothesis, meaning the sooner you start, the lower the risk and the greater the cumulative benefit. And now you understand why we believe this is. These hot flashes are not just a nuisance. They're like mini injuries to your nervous system and your cardiovascular system. And the longer they go on, the more damage they accumulate. The longer the stress, the more of a toll it takes on you. And the sooner you start HRT, the less that toll is. And you gain more benefit. This is most likely what many studies that show the risks of HRT are missing: the timing, the form, and the dose. With that said, HRT is not a panacea and it's not right for every woman. It needs to be part of a holistic health plan. And the only way that's going to happen is by you discussing it with your doctor, not ignoring it the way that Liz was. Brute force is not the wisest way to go through menopause, and it's not going to optimize your health span or longevity. You can learn more about my practice in San Francisco by visiting www.claris-health.com, linked in the description below, to learn more about my advocacy for patients. And be sure to hit that like button and share what you've learned with loved ones. Subscribe to keep up with all of my medical content, and remember, you have more power over your health than you've probably ever been told.